The movie unfolds in the sizzling summer of 1983, nestled in the heart of northern Italy. Here we meet 17-year-old Elio Perlman, who lives under the same roof as his parents. Elio's father, an archaeology professor, adheres to a unique tradition of welcoming a graduate student each summer to aid in his research. This year, he has chosen Oliver, a young, handsome Jewish guy from the U.S. When Oliver arrives at the Perlman residence, Elio generously offers up his own room to ensure Oliver's comfort during his stay. With the Italian sun casting its enchanting glow, Elio takes on the role of an impromptu guide, showing Oliver the local sights and sounds. In the beginning, Elio can't quite figure Oliver out. He's the brainy type, while Oliver's outgoing nature comes off as a touch arrogant. The two don't quite see eye to eye. However, as the days pass, their relationship starts getting better and better. One sunny day at the beach, during a volleyball match, Oliver starts massaging Elio's body, telling him to loosen up because he is so tense. Elio's immediate reaction is a subtle flinch, unsure of how to react to this unexpected touch. One night, as Elio is hanging out with his beautiful friend Marzia, he watches Oliver dancing and kissing one of his friends called Chiara. Elio feels a pang of jealousy for no apparent reason. His friends ask him to join them on the dance floor, but he refuses and opts to sit and watch Oliver dance. He later joins them and they dance. Later, he and Marzia head for a midnight swim all alone in a quiet lake. The following morning, during breakfast, Elio shares with Oliver and his father that he almost slept with Marzia, but he chose not to. Later that day, Chiara, the girl Oliver danced with, came over to visit him. She met Elio, who asked her if she liked Oliver. Elio tries to hook them up by telling Chiara how awesome Oliver is and telling Oliver how beautiful Chiara is. When Oliver found this out, he told Elio to stop playing friendly host, and that if Oliver wanted a girl, he'd do it himself. Elio's feelings for Oliver grow stronger, and he begins to feel strange sensations whenever he is close to Oliver. He even starts accompanying him on his archaeological excursions. During the excursion, Elio asks Oliver for a truce. Oliver accepts and stops being mad at Elio for trying to set him up. Elio's feelings for Oliver are getting stronger. He even sneaks into Oliver's room to lie on his bed and sniff his clothes. One night, Elio's mom read him and his father a story about a knight who grapples with expressing his love for a princess. According to the story, when the knight expressed his love to the princess, he got accepted by her as she too had the same thoughts for him, but both were unable to express their love. Elio finds himself in the same spot as the knight and decides to express his love to Oliver as soon as possible, in hopes of getting the same response. The following day, he tells Oliver the story about the knight and the princess, and it gets a little awkward between them. Oliver then asks Elio to accompany him to town. While in town, Elio musters his courage and expresses his feelings to Oliver. Oliver tells Elio that they can't be talking about those things, and that he should pretend that he never said anything. Later, Elio takes Oliver to a serene creek that he considers his secret spot, all his. After splashing around in the water, they bask in the warmth of the sun, and Oliver leans over and touches Elio's lips. The two then share a tender kiss. Elio, fueled by desire, wants to take things further, but Oliver, with wisdom beyond his years, believes they should draw the line and not cross into forbidden territory. Elio touches Oliver's parts, and Oliver tells him that he knows himself, so they'd better not take things any further. Later that day, when they were having lunch with guests, Elio got a nosebleed and left the table. Everyone else on the table was unbothered, and Elio's mother even admitted that he always gets nosebleeds. Oliver is surprised that no one seems to care, so he follows Elio to check if he's okay. He massages Elio's feet and helps him feel better. He leaves him to rest. Oliver then leaves on his bike, but bumps into Marzia and Chiara going to visit Elio. Chiara asks Oliver to wait for her, but when she disappears, Oliver runs away. Oliver is no longer interested in Chiara. In a silent yet profound gesture, Elio begins wearing a Jewish star necklace because he saw Oliver wear one as well. That evening, his mother asks him if he likes Oliver. Elio responds that everyone likes Oliver. His mother then tells him that Oliver likes him more than Elio does. This makes Elio feel nice. He asks everyone where Oliver is, but no one seems to know where Oliver went. Oliver, who doesn't want to mess up things, decides to avoid Elio. Now with Oliver nowhere to be found, Elio finds solace in the company of Marzia, and they finally take their relationship to the next level. Elio is happy with Marzia, but isn't getting inner satisfaction. Amidst his inner turmoil, Elio writes numerous notes to Oliver, each one ending up discarded. He finally musters his courage and leaves a note on Oliver's door as a last attempt to form a relationship with him. Luckily, he gets a reply note, and to his surprise, Oliver has made up his mind to meet him in his bedroom at midnight. Elio is overjoyed, and before meeting with Oliver, he shares an intimate moment with Marzia. At midnight, Oliver and Elio meet. Oliver tells Elio that he is glad he came. Elio responds by saying he's nervous. They hug each other nervously, and Oliver asks Elio if he can kiss him. Elio says yes, please. They proceed to have a very passionate encounter. In a moment of profound connection, Oliver suggests, "Call me by your name, and I'll call you by mine." Elio calls Oliver Elio, and Oliver reciprocates, calling Elio Oliver. The following morning, Elio acts as if he regrets what they did. This worries Oliver a little bit, so Oliver asks Elio to remove his trunks. He goes down on him just to make sure that Elio is still attracted to him. Elio reacts positively, suggesting that he is attracted to Oliver. Oliver goes to town and Elio follows him. Elio feels like he is bothering Oliver by following him around, but Oliver instead tells Elio that he is happy they slept together. Later, in a moment of vulnerability, Elio indulges in a provocative act with a peach and leaves it on the dresser. When Oliver discovers it, he playfully begins to eat it, only to be met with Elio's tearful confession. Elio doesn't want Oliver to leave, and the depth of their connection becomes even more apparent. In the evening, while they were sitting outside, Elio tells Oliver that they wasted so many days. He hoped that they had started their relationship sooner. Elio asks Oliver why he didn't give him a sign that he liked him. Oliver told him that he did give him a sign that time when he massaged his back when they were playing volleyball.
Remember when we were playing volleyball and I touched you?
He got scared when Elio didn't like the way he touched him. As for Marzia, she's been wondering where Elio disappeared to since he's been silent for 3 days. She finally decides to track him down at home and asks him why he's avoiding her. Elio says he was busy. Marzia then asks if she's Elio's girlfriend, and Elio just shrugs. Marzia is upset and goes away. Oliver's departure is approaching fast. Elio's parents, in a touching move, suggest that Elio and Oliver should go away together to a different town. It's a chance to make the most of their remaining time together before Oliver goes back to the US. Elio's parents are aware of their relationship, so with heartfelt farewells, Oliver says goodbye to the Perlmans, and together, Elio and Oliver hop on a bus to Bergamo. During their time in Bergamo, they explore the town, soak in its beauty, and enjoy the evenings. They spend 3 romantic days together. 3 days pass, and the moment of parting draws near. Elio stands at the train platform, tears welling up in his eyes, watching Oliver board the train. The parting embrace is poignant, and Elio stays on the platform, tearful and emotional as he calls his mom to pick him up. On his way back home, Elio cries like a kid, remembering Oliver. Back in town, Elio crosses paths with Marzia. Despite the emotional whirlwind, she approaches Elio with understanding, sensing the depth of his emotions. The two decide to remain friends. Elio's dad, perceptive about the sadness in Elio's eyes, offers some wise advice. He reassures Elio that what he and Oliver shared was more profound than a simple friendship, and he advises Elio not to bury his feelings to avoid the pain of grief. He also shares that despite coming close, he never experienced a connection quite like Elio and Oliver's. From here, the scene cuts and shifts to a few months later as winter is at its peak. We hear a phone ringing and Elio answers it. To his surprise, the person on the other end is revealed to be none other than Oliver. They chat about how much they miss each other. Oliver has called Elio's family to tell them he is engaged to be married to a woman he has been seeing for a few years. An upset Elio calls Oliver by his name, and Oliver responds with his. Oliver also says that he remembers everything. After the call, Elio sits down by the fireplace and stares into the flames. The movie ends with Elio tearfully reflecting as his parents and staff prepare the holiday dinner.